Okay, guys, in this video, we're going to see what we can really do with a mechanical energy. All right, so mechanical energy is that energy that you produce mostly from potential energy, or sometimes from kinetic energy, but it has nothing to do with electric energy at all. So mechanical energy, if you can produce a mechanical energy like riding a bicycle, and you want to transmit the motion of that bicycle wheel onto maybe a system where you have a generator, all right, I think that you can produce enough heat. You can produce enough heat to boil water. So practically what we have here is the generator in our last video is made up of a magnetic field and a coil like cable that can generate electricity when there is a change in the orientation of the magnetic field. So that is what we represent here by this generator. So if we ride on this bicycle, okay, you see that when this boy tries to pedal slowly, we're going to generate a very small amount of mechanical force. And for this water to boil using this coil, it's going to take lots of time. But the more energy you put in, the harder you pedal, the bigger the mechanical energy that you would create in this way, and which in turn can boil up water. Can boil up the water. So you can see that the temperature of water is increasing. And if you look at the symbol, this is energy. So E is the electrical energy. Okay. Then E in the red color is the thermal energy. So practically what we are generating here is electrical energy that generates our thermal energy, because in the middle we have a generator. All right, so that is what we are able to do. So let's say we want to feed this bowl with the chemical energy. So what happens that if you eat your food, that food turns to chemical energy, and that chemical energy can be turned into, you see, it turns into mechanical energy. So your chemical energy turns into mechanical energy. Sometimes it also turns into thermal energy. So when you are creating mechanical energy, you also create heat in your body, which is the thermal energy. The thing is that your mechanical energy through the wheels of your bicycle can go into a generator to create electrical energy, which in turn will help us to boil this water to create thermal energy. So this is the process where we transform energy from chemical energy to mechanical energy and thermal energy. And through our mechanical energy, we can create electrical energy if we have a generator in the middle. So with this electrical energy, our coil will heat up to create our thermal energy. We can change the source of our energy. It can be anything like this, maybe water. But if we're using water, just like in our, how do you call it, hydrothermal plant, we're only using mechanical energy because the water is just falling using gravity. We're using mechanical energy to generate electrical energy, which in turn makes our coil to be hot to generate our thermal energy. So this is another type of energy that we can create. Then we could also use the sun. Okay, now the sun will be creating your light energy. So using your light energy, and then through the clouds, what can we create? We can create our thermal energy, because as the sun heats up the water evaporates and thereby creates our thermal energy. So you can see that it is very difficult for your light energy to create mechanical energy. So no matter the amount of light you you apply to this way, it's never going to roll because mechanical energy is something that has to do with mass, something physical. So your light energy cannot create mechanical energy. But you can create thermal energy using your light energy because it will increase the temperature of the water and the water will boil. Now, the fourth one is we can say, okay, we want to boil water. All right. So if we want to boil water, we just have to increase the temperature of the water, and that is the thermal energy. So if we increase the thermal energy of this water, the vapor is going to move this way for us, and this way, since this way is connected to a generator, the generator is going to create an electric energy for us, and from there we create a thermal energy for ourselves. So you can see that these are different forms of energy and the different ways we can convert energy from one type to another. Now, if I don't want to use my we, I could say, okay, we have what is this? The solar energy. So something like this now, it will work fine with the sun. So when the sun is connected, when the sun gets into our solar panel creates electrical energy, which goes onto our coil to create thermal energy. So the source of your energy will determine the device you are going to connect to your generator to create your electricity. So the source of your energy, if you are using the energy from the sun, you definitely want to use a solar system to create light energy into electrical energy. Here we could also have our output as a fan. All right. So if you have a fan, you're going to use your light energy to create electricity to move the fan. If you have a light bulb, you're going to use your solar energy to create this one. Okay. Now, what about if we have a mechanical energy? Let's see, is there anything we can do? All right. So you can see that if you have your solar system, your mechanical energy is not going to work. So you have to replace this one with your mechanical energy. Then from there, you cannot create electricity to light up your bulb. So these are the different scenarios, and this is how we transform energy from one form to another. See you guys in the next video.